Yet here I am. America's huge and widening wealth gap has nothing to do with our laws or our government or our money either. This unforeseen force is much more powerful than any of those things. You see, unlike the news media, I know a lot about what's really causing the huge wealth divide in America. I know because I've used this force to amass more money than I'll ever care to spend. Believe me when I say this force is incredibly powerful. I've seen it turn ordinary Americans into multi-millionaires, even billionaires. But those who don't understand or outright ignore it get wiped out. I've seen it devastate the masses, even members of my own family and close friends. The thing is, this force is only going to gather strength over the coming decades. It certainly won't weaken. Few Americans even know that any of this is happening. Those that do don't have a clue about what to do about it or how to prepare for what's next. If you're worried about this situation and its implications for American society, I strongly urge you to listen to this message. I've never seen anyone from my side of the chasm step forward to explain.
This is Louis Navalier.
That's why I put together this video. In it, I'll lay out exactly what is happening, including several key steps every American should take right now. It doesn't matter if you have $500 in savings or $5 million. You can benefit from the information in this video. It's free to watch, and by doing so, I know you'll be ahead of everyone struggling to understand what is really going on. Why give such valuable information away for free? As someone that loves America down to his toes, I can tell you it pains me to see the situation we are in today. I believe the more people who understand what is happening right now can position themselves properly, and the better off we'll all be. The better off America will be. I encourage, even challenge you to listen to what I have to say. Once you learn the story, I encourage you to structure your life and ensure you and your money are on the right side of the chasm. I was fortunate enough to learn about this force at an early age. If you're willing to embrace it like I have, and like I've already shown thousands of others how to do as well, you too can set yourself up for success, even incredible wealth. I'll show you how. Most importantly, I urge you to do so quickly. The chasm is only getting wider. Incredibly, you have the power to choose which side to be on. But I urge you to take the critical steps I'll outline in this video very soon, before the gap becomes too wide to cross. The best way to help you understand this powerful force is to listen to a story of a man named Reed. Reed is 28 years old. He's very bright. Reed has an idea for a new business. In fact, he's already begun getting his new business off the ground. And so far, everything is working out like he planned. But Reed has a problem. He doesn't have a lot of money. He needs help growing his business. That's when Reed decides to approach an established business in his industry. He figures the two can team up. His newer, younger business can help the older business reach a wider audience.
I think we're talking about SPACs.
Help Reed small
We have a good
companies
understanding
grow.
of SPACs, if this is what it
Reed
is.
sees it as a win-win for both companies. But when he meets with executives, he quickly realizes they don't share his vision. They don't think Reed's business will help them. They've got it all figured out. To make things worse, they're not very nice about it. He's essentially laughed out of the conference room. Reed has no choice but to go it alone. He eventually finds other investors willing to take a chance on his business. Turns out, Reed is onto something. His idea is not just good, it's fantastic. His business grows like wildfire. In fact, just a few years after that fateful meeting, Reed's business becomes more valuable than the established business he approached. It becomes so successful that other bigger companies can't even compete. Because Reed's business leverages new technology to provide better value and a better experience, enables him to run his business with fewer employees. This This makes his business extremely profitable. Reed goes on to become one of the richest people in America. Investors in his business get crazy rich too. His stock soars nearly 500-fold. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of jobs are lost. Investors who back the business lose everything. Incredibly, the story you just heard is not made up. It's the real-world story of how Netflix single-handedly drove Blockbuster out of business. Every detail you just heard is true. Yes, Blockbuster actually had the chance to join forces with Netflix in the early days, but passed on the idea when its founder, Reed Hastings, pitched it to them. Its pass on Netflix is widely regarded as one of the worst decisions in modern corporate history. Meanwhile, Netflix is one of the greatest success stories of the past 20 years. It has taken over the $2.2 trillion entertainment and media industry and made its founders and shareholders lots of money. What does this story have to do with America's large and widening wealth gap? In a word, everything. You see, what's probably most remarkable about this story is how it's not a one-time, 5-time, or even 10-time thing. This phenomenon has been repeating itself over and over again. You've probably noticed in recent years how established businesses that appear sturdy and in control of their markets are suddenly getting destroyed by technological upstarts. Amazon has transformed the way we shop and get our stuff. Department stores have lost 18 times more jobs in coal mining since 2001. A few years ago, Uber debuted its popular ride-sharing technology. In less than 7 years, Uber demolished the old taxi industry. Airbnb now offers more rooms than the top 5 hotel brands, including Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt combined. Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia, has annihilated traditional encyclopedia companies. By 2012, Encyclopedia Britannica published its final volumes after 244 years of circulation. Spotify and iTunes have turned the music world upside down. Google has taken over information. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram have disrupted traditional media outlets. Vast amounts of cheap online content supplied over internet connections killed many newspapers that followed the old business model. Since 2004, at least 1,800 American newspapers have ceased publication. The sector has shed 47% of its jobs during this time. And these are just examples you've probably noticed in your daily life. Behind the scenes, small tech upstarts are beginning to wreak havoc on established businesses and industries across the board. One small startup, for instance, just developed an AI-based software program that can review and analyze legal contracts faster and with better accuracy than a human can. It was recently pitted against 20 of the best lawyers in America and won. I'll tell you more about this business in a moment, but first, think for a moment the implications this will have on anyone in or thinking about going into the legal profession. What will it do to wages? Similar disruptions are occurring right now in real estate, human resources, transportation, customer service, finance, sales, marketing, and more. The driver of wealth inequality, the force that has opened a large and growing chasm between the haves and have-nots, is technology. Most people don't realize it, but technological disruption is creating a giant shift in the way our economy works and how we build wealth. The destruction of seemingly strong and dominant businesses by innovative, technology-focused upstarts is a story we are starting to see over and over in America. In many cases, these businesses are family-owned, employ tens of thousands of workers, and are the cornerstone of retirement accounts. Meanwhile, technological technological disruption is enriching those who own and invest in these new technologies at a pace never